New Jersey poised to soon become the top 3 film destination, says the CEO. Now, in the history of this, if you're familiar with it, I did a video on this about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, about the fact that the headquarters, Hollywood, used to be in New Jersey, and Thomas Edison ran it. And now it looks like it's going back to New Jersey. New Jersey film industry has surged since Governor Phil Murphy signed a film and digital media tax credit in 2018, with 547 projects filmed in 2023, generating $592 million, and up from $67 million in 2017, per Variety, prompting Tim Sullivan, CEO of New Jersey Economic Development Authority, to state, film and TV started in New Jersey way back in the day under Thomas Edison in Fort Lee, New Jersey. We were Hollywood before there was a Hollywood. He's right. We're bringing ourselves back to the top of the pack with major investments because we see a huge economic opportunity here. Major studio developments, including Netflix's $1 billion, 500,000 square foot production studio at Fort Monmouth, announced in May. Lionsgate's 300,000 square foot facility in Newark, announced in 2022. And 1888 Studios' 1.6 million square feet space. And Bayonne are rare, set to boost real local economies. Tom, thoughts on this story?
Guess what? New Jersey saw an opportunity to say, we live in the shadow of New York. We need economic incentives. You know what? There's a lot of actors and actresses that are up in New York. There's a lot of good people here in New Jersey that would like jobs. Tell you what if we gave a tax credit to these people, because we're not blue, we're kind of light blue. And by the way, I believe the answer is 4.5 points. Was New Jersey was not far off from going red in the last election. And so I think New Jersey just spoke up and said, hey guys, tell you what, here's an economic, you employ a bunch of people. We'll give you some economic incentives, like some startup cost, and we're going to call it the Film and Digital Media Tax Credit. And guess what? 547 projects. That's huge. That's huge. Like 547 little startup projects that are out there. And you know what? And guess this is where people that are operators that join government and get it done. And I don't even know this guy, but I read about what he's been saying and doing, and it feels like I agree with him. Tim Sullivan, the CEO of the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. And when you have those people that have the ear, it's like, who's in your ear? Is it a bunch of crazy liberals who want to give away free crap with a mayor coming into New York? Or is it people that are whispering in your ear and saying, hey, maybe we should do this incentive, Mr. Governor. Maybe we should do this. And the Economic Development Office here, we could bring this stuff here. It's going to make jobs for people in New Jersey. And by the way, this is a growth orientation. This is the same thinking that Trump has on a national level. If we get growth and more people paying the tax that there is today and buying groceries and using cars and doing all those things in our city and getting haircuts and all that kind of stuff, guess what? They're part of the local economy. We can help grow New Jersey without having to tax during the exodus, which is the current California plan or the Chicago plan. And this is a sign of when an operator gets in the ear of a governor, Phil Murphy, and something gets done to help things grow, jobs happen, and good things happen. And the loser is California and Hollywood. And it is so ironic that in the annals of history where Thomas Edison was, we're back where we started.
It's pretty wild when you see this happening. Mm-hmm. But the great thing about competition is the fact that it's going to end up taking place. Meaning, if you're able to produce a better product to attract the people coming to you, it doesn't matter where it is, people are going to come to you. Adam, your thoughts on this story?
Yeah, well, I remember we talked about it. When did you film that episode, PBD?
Probably
about,
a year and a half
Edison?
ago.
Okay, I remember that. And so this would have been in early 1900s. This is how Hollywood kind of got started. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. I think it was Thomas Edison was the man, right? And he was in New Jersey, and that was the original Hollywood. And he had essentially a monopoly on what or could not be done. So then you had all these people that were like, well, I can't do what I want to do. I can't use the equipment that I want to use. I want to do all these things. But good old Thomas Edison is basically telling us everything. He controls everything, so people don't like control. So they moved out west. Now, a lot of these people that moved out west that started Hollywood happened to be Jews. I don't know if you know this, but Jews happen to be kind of good at writing, kind of good at banking, kind of good at finance, kind of good at telling jokes. I know it's hard to hear, guys. I know, but they were the ones that moved and took the risk and disrupted the original Hollywood and moved out to California. And they were the ones that started and founded, I think it was Warner Brothers, Paramount Studios, Columbia Pictures, MGM. That's why we know while Jews run Hollywood, well, they do, because they started Hollywood. So that's sort of the story that I recall.
I thought we were talking about New Jersey, so let's get back to that.
That's true.
That was just Adam.
That was a
sending
whole
shout out to his.
New Jersey.
But it was any of
Did
that
I
false?
mispronounce that?
No. No one's saying this. Any of that is false. It's the challenge is now. Sometimes when you get too much power in an industry, like they did in Hollywood, and then the state thinks they're going to own them forever and they're never going to leave, and they start abusing those privileges and the gratitude of having Hollywood, the creative guys being there. Other states, there's 49 other states that will be more than happy to accept them. Some states are saying, by the way, some states had the opportunity to do the same thing as well. They didn't do it. You know why? They're like, we actually don't want Hollywood here. We actually don't want you to come to us. Go to Atlanta. Go to New Jersey. Go to Austin. Please don't come here. Please do not come here, because the track record shows that the moment Hollywood moves to a certain city or state, with the way they vote 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years from now, they destroy that great state. So we'll see what's going to happen with New Jersey. But as of right now,
you're absolutely right. But I remember a time when Hollywood, California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was a California Republican, was the person running the show. He was Hollywood. Yes, Hollywood does play a role here, but woke politics, that's Gavin Newsom. That's Pelosi. That's a lot of people in California. There's nothing necessarily to do with Hollywood. Silicon Valley wasn't around when Hollywood basically was getting started. Yes, Hollywood plays a role, but to blame everything on Hollywood would be a disservice to how far left the Democratic Party has gone.
No, I said the politicians start owning and controlling Hollywood. They abuse. But still, other states, typically folks who are in the entertainment business, like, for example, we just watched a shitty movie. Okay, it was called Jurassic Park, whatever the new Jurassic Park movie it came out.
Whatever the hell.
They did a
it's
new
so
one?
funny. Literally right before going to watch this Jurassic World movie, I told the guys, I've never seen a Jurassic Park movie I've not liked. I like every one of them except this one. I give this a 2. It was absolutely horrible. The acting sucked. It just wasn't good. And to counter that with the Formula One movie, what is a Formula One movie with Brad Pitt? Is that what it's called?
F1 the movie.
It was awesome. I gave it a good 7.5. It almost was as if Brad Pitt was talking about his life, even though he's not in race. And, if you replace Formula One with Hollywood, it was Brad Pitt's, some of the stuff, I just didn't feel like he was acting. I really liked the actors in the F1 movie. But in this movie, Jurassic World, they're trying to get these 3 different things that's going to cure cancer, right? And the one guy's like, you could tell he went to Berkeley in the movie. He's like, why don't we not sell this for tens of millions of dollars? Why don't we just open source it and give it to everybody? Everybody, so they can just have it. And let's just do the right thing. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to give it to everybody for free. Scarlett Johansson made $15 million, okay, doing the movie. Why don't you do the movie for free, Scarlett? Why don't you guys go do this movie for free? How much did they pay you? How much do they pay you for what it is? So those ideologies move to the state that they want to live in, and that is why some states that could have easily made the bid to attract Hollywood to their cities and states, they're like, no, this is definitely not a community we want in our state. Let it go to a different state. We want job creators coming to our state. And by the way, they also have a good argument.
You wouldn't recommend the movie, PBD?
Jurassic
no.
World? No. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even recommend it when it comes out on DVD or when it comes out on Apple TV or whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't.
The acting was no good.
I wouldn't waste 2 hours of my 13 minutes of doing that. Go watch reruns of Baby Shark video. Watch that Baby Shark video 60 times. It's a 2-minute video. You will get more value from it than watching this movie a freaking 2 hours and 13 minutes waste of a movie. Anyways.
And you consider all that momentum in Hollywood and everything. It makes you respect people like Gary Sinise and Vince McMahon, who have always stood up to it.
Yeah, I just thought it was a horrible movie. I don't know if
I thought the dinosaurs that acted in the first movie and the second movie were way better than this one.
Yeah,
Animal abuse.
they
what
actually
did to
were.
the dinosaurs.
Believe it or not, as much as I remember being 14 years old watching the first Jurassic Park, and I was blown away by it. This was horrible. Absolutely horrible is what it was. Once a year, we host an event called the Vol Conference. if you're somebody that either runs a business, you're a married couple, husband and wife, life's been kind of flatlining lately. There's not been too much things that are growing in ways, business, personal, financial, and you kind of want to call a time out and get away and spend 4 days with 3,000 other couples and nearly 12,000 people in the same room together to strategize the future of your life with your kids, being intentional about it. I highly, highly recommend you attend the Vault Conference. It's the only conference you can go to where the attendees are comfortable talking about business, are comfortable talking about money, are comfortable talking about politics, are comfortable talking about family values, and no one cares. No one walks on eggshells. You go to some business conferences, oh, we can't talk about politics. We talk about everything. If that's appealing to you, do whatever you can to go to the Vault Conference. Here's a video I did with my patient. Here's a doctor sitting down as a therapist, sitting down with his patient, and guess who his patient is? Rob, go ahead and play the clip.
Matthew, who's my next patient? Oh, this one's gonna be tough. Oh, I gotta take the jacket off for this one. Okay, so what's been happening lately?
Oh, nothing positive. I'll tell you that, Doc. Just, work is crazy. My marriage is hanging on by a thread. I know we talked about that last time I was here. The kids are freaking screaming and yelling all the time. The business is bleeding cash. I can't breathe. So what do I do?
Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you and your wife sat down and actually mapped out your next 5, 10, 15 moves, personal life and your business life?
Never. The only thing we've ever mapped out was our Disneyland trip. Just like which rides to go on.
That's one day, though. But I'm talking like 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. You guys have never done that?
Never.
Do you guys read books together? Do you spend a lot of time reading lately or no?
Oh, I don't know about her, but the last thing I read was the back of a shampoo bottle while I was in the
it's not
bathroom. I know, but you should see the stuff that's in there. It's crazy.
It's actually really interesting stuff, but I'm talking like life and business.
No.
Nothing?
Nope.
Okay.
We don't have time.
Does this sound familiar to you? Do you listen to anything he said and say, that's a little bit of me? When is the last time you and your wife took a time out, went away to a business conference to identify your next 5, 10, 15 moves? If you've never done that, we host a conference once a year called the Vault Conference from September 8th to the 11th. If you just watched this, you laughed a little bit, you giggled, but you said, that's kind of me. Get registered. I look forward to seeing you and your spouse September 8th through the 11th at the Gaylord Orlando.
All right.
Well
There you
done,
go.
team.
Yes. Guys, go to thevaultconference.com. Go to thevaultconference.com. Get registered. Get yourself a ticket. If there's one thing I can tell you since 21 years old, I've gone to 4 to 10 business conferences every year purely to recreate myself. Again, go to thevaultconference.com. Get yourself and your spouse a ticket. Let's spend 4 days together in Orlando, September 8th through the 11th. Cannot wait to see you there.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.